I'm glad that everybody's. Let me just dive in. Dr. Harry Benjamin is the name, leading the Wealth Creation Project, building it on the Xtream Effects, our Xtream lifestyle platform. Within the lifestyle platform, we have the Xtream Global Academy. We also have our health and wellness products, and we also have our wholesale travel booking engine to book the website for travel. So we have a really great platform. We also have a very aggressive affiliate marketing program that allows for you to start with a very small amount of money, $168 or $249 or $299, and then you could start earning commissions by building an organization within the community of Xtream Lifestyle. 500 a month, 1,000, 2,005, and it goes up to a very high figure for those who want to build large, very large organizations within our community. So we have it set for people to basically come and use this platform and prosper. Today, we're going to emphasize the education part of our community, wherein you could tap into a $7 trillion per day market and make money. We also offer Nadex binary options, and also we have the safety trade system. Our packages are very affordable. If you have a current student ID, you could pay only $89 a month. If you are not having an ID, you pay $99 a month or $159, depending on how much education you want. And then a lot of people have been getting the safety trade system because it's cutting down the learning curve of trading and making it faster for people to start earning money from trading. It's only $599 for a 1-year license. You have it for a full year, and then you could pay $75 per month to receive signals. All right, so you pay $599. We give you the signals in the first month included in the $599, and then the second month you pay $75 a month for the signals if you want to keep that part of it going. Most people do because it's a very powerful aspect of what the safety trade system is. So let's take a look at the safety trade system. That's what the main thing that we're going to talk about today. And guys, I was watching this. In fact, if I wasn't doing this meeting just before I saw this setup, right? I figured this was going to start selling off. This is S&P 500, probably doing the same thing on US 30. Sold off a bit, came back. Nas is selling down. And here's why I believe it was going to sell off. All right. The market has been going a little bit sideways. If you notice, it's going up, coming up, coming up, coming up, coming up, but it's not really going straight up. It's kind of going sideways, right? So if you were to shrink it down, you'd see that the market pretty much went sideways here, and then it dropped. So whenever you see the market going sideways like this, after a bull run, okay, because the market came up significantly before that. Let me just expand this. All right, the market went up, came down, and sideways. It went up again, came down, and it went back up again. All right, and it went back up again, and it went kind of sideways. Now, here's also what's important to note. It had an all-time high. All right, so it had an all-time high, didn't keep it, came down, and started this move. All right, so just a little tip in terms of some of the things you could pay attention to that could clue you into the fact that the market is about to enter reversal. For those who go to classes with Mr. Maddox, Mr. King Nelson, Mr. Gordon Clark, or educators in Xtream, you would know that you should be looking for what's called higher highs and higher lows. Let me just draw this, right? So this came up to here, and then came down, came up, right? And then it failed to make a higher high. And it came down, and then came up here and made a lower high, and now it's made a lower low, and starting to do that. So whenever we see that happening, whenever you see that happening where it comes up, creates a high, comes back, creates a lower high, and then it failed to make a higher high. That's called a failed structure, right? So when the structure fails like that, what it means is that there's a likely reversal about to take place. And that's one of the reasons why I was going to jump in for a sell, knowing that the market was going to reverse, and it dropped. But of course, I have but we have this session, so I wouldn't want to open my trade when I'm in session like this, right? I am not comfortable doing that because I would like to close my trade and trying to concentrate on sharing with you guys while doing this wouldn't work. So, so this is amazing, right? For me, at least at
We
this stage.
appreciate your dedication, Dr. Harry.
Say that one more time.
So we appreciate your dedication. Thank you.
You're welcome. But
Sorry for your loss.
this is a good chunk of money, right? This is 9 points, 9 pips. So this is a good amount of money right here. You know, like, yeah, it's like $90, you know, $10 a point.
Yes.
Right. So so this is a nice win here. Nice win. Anyway, that's fine. But here's what this sell-off is setting up for, you know, setting up for us. So you notice that before that sell-off, I took advantage of a couple of buys here because green, 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 red, right? Green, red, green, buy. Now here's the challenge with taking these buys so late. When the market has been buying for a while, let's go to the 1 hour chart. All right. The market has been buying for a while. Look at this big run up here. You see, it went up way up from way down here. You see, the market has been buying, 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 buying. So after a while, you're going to want to sell off. Okay. So bear that in mind, right? Bear that in mind. Market doesn't just continue to go up into the sky. At some point, it's going to have a reversal. So when we look at this trend, this current trend, see, it was going down here. These are 1 hour candles, was going down here, and then there was a reversal, and then it started to buy up. All right, the green arrow came up, and every time it pulls back, that's the logo. So when the green arrow came up, price was below the moving averages, came above, came below, and then the green arrow popped up on the 1 hour chart, and then everything turned green. You could see this, right? Everything turned green, 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 green. But this pullback here is one of the logo. So if we were to draw this out, price started below, came above, right? Came back down, came up, right? Came back a little bit down, came up, came down. Let's go across here, right? So, and then we're going to count how many times this has happened, right? Came up, came down again, came up, came down, came up, and came a little bit down, and came up again. Let's keep going. All right. So let's see how many times this logo was formed. It came up, but we could even count that one. We'll leave that on. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 different dips on the 1 hour. Some of them formed a full pattern, like here, green, red, green. This was a 1 hour. Green, red, green. This is another. Green, red, green. This is another. So it formed the pattern that we're looking for, but the logo is also there. So for example, this dip right here didn't form the red, but it formed what's called a fill in the gap, right? Right here. You see a gap right here between the yellow and the green. Okay. So there was a gap there that you could have used as an entry. Okay. Where else do we have gaps? Where else do we have gaps? All right. Here as well, right? So wherever you see those gaps, those gives you entry points for your on the 1 hour chart, right? If you're using the 1 hour chart to do your trading, which you should do. Okay, so understanding that then, that the market has done this a number of times on the way up, then we should be very careful if you're going to take additional buys up here, because the market is already at its, it's already been going up, going up, going up, going up. And then it came up, and then we're starting to see it go sideways at this peak, right? At this peak, at this top line, this blue line that I put up here. Now, with that in mind, the fact that it's starting to go sideways, that is another clue. I'm trying to get rid of my drawings. Hopefully, I can take it off this way. And there we go. Trying to get rid of this drawing. Okay, good. All right. So, so as I was saying, it came up and then it started to hit up against this area. Okay, all-time high, and hit up against this area, and now it's starting to possibly reverse. So what I would be looking out for, and I recommend that you do the same. It's up to you what you want to do. But I'm going to start to look for 1 minute sells then 5-minute sells and 15-minute sells, right? Because the market seems like it got some rejection up here. Seems like it got some rejection up here, right? Because it didn't just continue going up. It came back down. So right now you could see that it came down below the 1-minute line on the SPX. On NAS, it was already below the 1-minute line on NAS. So NAS seems to have been rejected already and started making its way back down, right? Because NAS is kind of in a downtrend. NAS 100, right? US 30 was still up, and it's still up, right? Still in the uptrend, but it got some pullback, right? And it came back up. Let's see if it holds, if it stays up. But it may end up following this NAS and S&P. Right now on the H&H scanner, the blue line H&H scanner, on the 1 minute, you could see that NAS and SPX are red, which means US 30 likely will turn to red too. If it turns to red, then we will start to look for the 5 minutes to turn to red. On NAS, the NAS is already under the 5 minutes, so I'm going to be looking for SPX to come below this 5 minute. So let's go back to the chart, go back to SPX. SPX is already below the 1 minute, it came down, pull back a bit, right? Pull back a bit, and it's now coming up to the seat starting to sell. So here's what I generally do. When it sells off like this and it pulls back, it comes back up to the 1 minute channel, right? Which is this yellow line and the green. So you see it came back up to the yellow and reacted, and it's coming back down. I would have preferred for it to come in the channel or above the green and come back down, but sometimes you don't get that. Sometimes it just comes up to the yellow, and then you have to try to catch it up there when it's pulling back for it to get another push down. Okay, so look at the 3-minute channel. It didn't come up to the 3-minute channel. Ideally, this is where you'd want it to come to as well, the 3-minute or possibly the 5-minute. Possibly the 5 minutes. So if it comes back up to the 5 minutes, it's even better. Okay, to get a 1 minute sell going back down. But sometimes we don't get that. Sometimes it's selling down so fast that it just comes back to the 1 minute and keeps going back down. So bearing that in mind, it's below the 1 minute channel, right? Go back to this blue line scanner. NAS 100 is showing that the 5 minute is below. It's below the 5 minute. S&P is below the blue line on the 1 minute. So I'm expecting US 30 to change from 1 minute to red. I'm expecting later on possibly the 5 minute to change, and I'm going to play for S&P to sell towards the 5 minute line. So let's go back to S&P, put it on the 5 minute chart, which is now on the 5 minute chart. You could see the line is right here. Blue line is right here. So if you're going to try to take advantage of that, then here's an opportunity to play about 16 points, 16 pips. So what you would wait on is for the 1 minute to give you a setup, right? If you want to wait for the perfect situation, wait for the 1 minute to give you a setup. So the 1 minute right now, if you look at it, the 1 minute right now is red at the bottom, red here, and red back, right? Ideally, you'd want it to give you, you want it to come into this space or above this space called the channel, right? That's ideally what you would want. But sometimes you don't get that, right? If we look at, if we come down here and expand this, see we got to fill in the gap. See, we got to fill in the gap on the 1 minute, right? Where there's a gap between the histogram bars and the yellow when it came up to here, but it's already sold out. So that trade is already gone. So I wouldn't try to get another sell here. I would not enter a sell down here. This is not a good place to enter the sell because the market already sold down. So what you want to wait, what you should do is wait for it to come back and come above, right? Right now it's sold off from the yellow line on the 1 minute. So I would wait for it. Ideally, what I would like to see happen is for it to come back up to this, right? I'd like to see it come back up, right? I'd like to see the market come back up to this and then go back down. That's what I would like to see happen, right? Let's draw that properly. I like to see the market come up, touch the yellow line and come down, right? Because we're going to see the yellow line come down like that, the green line come down like that, if it keeps going down or if it goes sideways, right? And you may see the market go sideways. The candle comes up, go down, candle some without going down much. And then as soon as it gets into the zone, it starts to go down. All right. Okay, great. All right. So keep muted if you're not ready to ask any questions. All right. So that's what I would be doing if I were you. All right. I'll be looking out for that. I'll be looking out for the 1 minute sells. Right. We might see NAS sell more, right? Because NAS is already set up. Take this off my screen. This drawing done. All right. So NAS is already set up for sells. Look at the 1 minute chart. You see green, red, green. It's already took the sell already. This 1 minute sell already happened. Here's another 1 minute sell over here. This was a nice drop. Here, it's been selling quite a bit, right? You know, these 1 minute sell stops on NAS. Let's go to the 5 minute chart on NAS and see what's going on. On the 5 minute chart, see, this was a nice 5 minute sell stop. Green, red, green. There are two of them, okay? That took place not too long ago. And then let's go to the 15-minute chart on NAS. This is now starting to set up for a 15-minute sell stop. It's not yet set up, but it's starting to move in that direction because the market has been selling. So if NAS goes down on the 15-minute, go back to the 2 and 3. This M15 here, this turns to red on NAS. Woo, man, just expect these other two to go down too, right? Because this looks like NAS is leading the charge when it comes to the sells, right? So those are some of the things that you should look out for. And then look at the 30-minute. The 30-minute buck broke from green to red because it was set up for a buy. See, before the buck change, it was green, red, green. It was set up for a buy, which may still get a buy because it's a 30-minute 1 hour buy. All right, the 1 hour is now set up for a buy. Now, the 1 hour is set up for a buy on NAS, but do we have a confirmation on SPX on the 1 hour yet? No. Do we have a confirmation on S&P, US 30 on the 1 hour? No. So the only thing that's showing a buy on the 1 hour right now is NAS. If I were going to take a buy on NAS, I would wait for S&P to confirm that as well, or US 30. So you have at least 2 out of the 3 confirming it. Right now, it's only NAS that's showing. So it would be a little risky to try to take a 30-minute, 1 hour buy stop on that. Let's look at the 4 hour chart to see what's going on NAS. 4 hour chart is now coming into the 4 hour channel, right? So it's now creating a 1 hour, 4 hour buy stop, 1 hour, 4 hour buy stop on NAS. But I would wait for it to line up with SPX or US 30 before going after it. If we get a nice setup for the 4 hour buy stop on NAS, we're in for a nice run, okay? Here's the last 4 hour, official 4 hour buy stop on NAS, right? Does anybody see this? Green, red, green, right here, where my hand is. Anybody out there see this? Green, red, green?
Yes.
This is on the 4 hour chart, right? Now, there's a lady that I'm aware of in the community that caught this, all right? She caught this. Look at how many pips she was able to collect, right? Let's say she got it somewhere in here. Anybody can read to see how many she won? How many pips is that? The top number to the left.
8 something.
808. 800. Right? So let's say she took it out at 800. She came out at 800.
She had at least $100.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
800 points. Even at the lowest possible lot size on NAS, which is $1 per point. That's the lowest you could go. That's $800 there, right? And this trade came out on Wednesday, 17th of January. So here's another
Dr.
one.
Harry, can I ask a question, please?
Sure.
This is Miggy. Okay, it's going up and up and up, and it went up to 800 pips. But when you put in your trade, you wouldn't know it's going to go that far. Can you move your take profit when you see it continue moving up?
Good question. All right, so down here is where when the trade was set up, right? This is when the setup happened. Okay, and the setup happened right here. Okay, all right. The first time it happened. Let's go back in time. Okay, so can you see the setup? Green, red, green.
Yes.
All right. So when that happened, you'd have put in your entry right here. Okay.
Yes.
Before the candle start coming back up. Before the candle start coming back up, you'd have put in your entry. Okay? Right?
Yes, got it.
Got it. Now, what you do here is open up 2 trades if your account can handle it. Open up 2 trades. All right? But bear in
Oh,
mind that 4-hour trades, the pullback is a lot greater than a 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, right? So this pullback here is 192 points. That's where the reversal is.
okay.
So your account has to be able to handle a large enough pullback, and you have to be willing to put that at risk. Okay? Because it may
Okay, I
activate
see.
the trade and turn back and come back down and hit your stop loss, which is just below this reversal here. Okay? All right. But
Okay.
if your account is large enough to handle both trades, then you open up 2. All right? Open up 2.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Now when
I
when
see.
it goes up, when it goes up a little bit, now you're in, now the trade is up. Let's say it goes up from here to here where it was reversing. You see all these wicks here? This wick going across. 1 week, 2 weeks. All right, those are reversals, right? So we would have been able to say, you know what, let's take some profit just before the reversal. Okay?
Okay.
Just in case it turns back on you. Okay? So you would have closed down one of the 2 trades. The second one, your stop loss should have been down here. You'd move your stop loss into a little bit. I'm going to change the color on this. Change it to red. Right? That means it's your stop loss. Okay? Then the second one, you move it into a little bit of profit on the second one. So if the market reverses, the second one, you would not lose the trade, but you wouldn't make as much as the first one. Is that clear?
Okay. Yes. 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 Yeah.
All
I
right.
see
So
that.
each 4-hour candle, the market kept going up, right? So you could then shift. What you should do with your stop, it now becomes your stop profit. It's no longer a stop loss because it's not stopping in loss anymore. It's stopping in profit. So you move it just below this reversal here. This was the last time it came down and reversed. Okay. So if it's going to come down, it's going to come down and either reverse before this, or if it goes below that, it's going to keep going down. All right. So let's go up. You see, it went up more. Okay. So you could have now moved your stop profit from down here to this wick here where it reversed again, because it came down and reversed at that point and it went back up. Okay. Are you with me so
Okay.
far?
Yes. 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 I'm following.
Right? And then the market kept going forward. And you see, if you look here, it went up and it came back down, right? Right. Came back down and so you could come below here again, right? Because it reversed here. So if it keeps going up, then fine, you could go ahead and try to get more profit. But if it turns back, it's going to close you out here. So at that point, on the second trade, you'd have now locked in 530 points.
Wow.
Guaranteed.
Okay.
The first one would have been small. The first one would have been, you know, let's say from here to here, which is still a lot, 130 on the first one. But on the second one, you'd have had over 500 points now locked in. So let's see if the market kept going up. See, it went up more, right? So what would you have done at that point? You'd have put your stop profit again below the reversal because it came down and reversed it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and it kept going. But what happened now? What happened finally?
We start coming back down.
And it crushed your stop profit. So you'd have taken you out of the trade, right?
Taking the profit. Oh, okay. Yes. Yes.
All right, and let's see how much you'd have made on that transaction. 740 points.
Yeah.
You'd be very happy, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
that's it.
Cool.
That's it. So
Okay.
now, right now, it's inside of the 4-hour channel, and it could turn around and go back up from this channel. Or what I'd like to see it happen, I'd like to see this come below the channel. When it comes below the channel, it gives you a much stronger buy going back up, like it did here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So if they sell off the market and bring it below the channel, right? But you know, I think there's election coming up with Biden soon. I think, is this your election year?
Mm,
I think so. I
Yes.
think so.
it's
Yes,
a
it
Right?
is.
shame, but
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Right. So because of
Yes.
that,
Yes.
what they're generally going to do is they're going to keep this market growing. I mean, that's the general thought, right? They don't want to have any massive sell-off of the markets during the election year because it gives a bad reflection on the president trying to regain presidency, right? If the big guys are in support of the president, which it seems they are, right? So if they are, then they're not going to sell it off, which means that they're going to keep growing the market, right? You will see some pullback up, but nothing. You're not going to see a drop like this huge drop coming down, right? Or let's go back. Let's try to go back to some daily. Let's look at 1 days, right? See, like these big drops here. This big drop here. This is a big drop, right? Which comes out in the news negatively, right? Like over here, look at this big drop over here. See this big drop in the market, right? I don't anticipate that
Yes.
type of drop during an election year because that would reflect
Yes.
negatively on the government. And, I don't see that happening, right? So what I would be looking out for as we go through this period is for these 4 hours, because these 4 hours are magnificent trades. Okay, so it comes below this channel, we're going to get a push up, right? We may get another 200, 300, 400 points coming out of that 4 hour. So look out for the 4 hour. Look out for this. Don't let this pass you by, right? Take your sells. Don't get me wrong. Take your sells coming down, but look out for when it's going to reverse. And then how we're going to see a reversal. We could use even the 15-minute to give us an idea of reversal, right? Here is how you're going to know the market is reversing. Structure. All right. So let's go get our paintbrush again. And if you notice, the market came up. Let me start it over here. All right. I think all of us here are, I'll say Alicia, but I think all of us have the system, right? So I think we could do more training than a presentation. So the market came up, came down a bit, came up, came down. So the last time it created a new high was that one. And then this is a lower high, and then a lower high, and then an equal high, and then a lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So if you see the market creating these lower highs and lower lows, it tells you that the market is reversing. That's what it's called a change of character. So before, right, it was creating, let's go back to here. You see, it was down here. It created a higher high, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, equal high, and then it created another higher high and a higher high. And then it came up here, and then it started to change its character. Here, it went sideways first, then it started to create lower highs, lower lows. And that's how you know the market is starting to reverse. See, it was buying, it was giving you all buy, 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 buy. And now on NAS, it's starting to give you some sells, right? It's starting to give you some sells. So look out for that. You look out for that. So knowing that the market is now in more of a potential sell trend than a buy trend, okay, and it's supported by the 4 hour starting to go down, possible 4 hour coming up, but bear in mind that there's a 1 hour buy. So the 1 hour, 4 hour buy, is already in the 4 hour channel. So we could see it reverse here and do the 1 hour buy. How are you going to know it's reversing? All you have to do is go back to your 15-minute chart. And then you're going to look out to see what's happening, right? Over the course of the next few hours, is it going to come up and create a high above here? If it creates a high above here, it tells you that the market is starting to reverse. So it will create a high, a low, a high, a low, and it keeps go up. If this happens, it's reversing as your 1 hour now starting to take place. If not, and it keeps creating lower lows, then it's still going down and it's still in a sell trend, right? And then once you have established the trend on the 15-minute 1 hour, once you've established what your trend is, then you can come back now and go back to your 1 minute, right? 1 minute chart and look for what type of trades are on my 1 minute chart, right? 1 minute chart. We're starting to see, we'll be looking for sell stops to develop. So I'm going to be looking for these 1 minute sells in the meantime, while the market is in that downtrend on the 1 hour and the 15 minute, while it's still in that downtrend. Okay. And then also I'm going to be looking out for a change to come back up because I know there's a 1 hour buy. There's a 1 hour buy right here, 1 hour buy. Okay. 1 hour, 4 hour buy, right? It's there. So I know that's happening. But also I'm going to be looking out for the 4 hour daily buy. Because where's the daily channel? Look how far down here the daily channel is. So if this thing comes down into the daily, boy, look at this daily buyer, the last one. Right, daily, weekly. Oh my gosh. Wait a second. Weekly, 1 week. So let's go look at this, everyone. This looks like a small move to the eyesight, right? Right here, this weekly, when it came into the weekly channel. See, when it came into the weekly channel, this happened on Monday, the 23rd of October last year, right? Let's see what happened if you were able to catch that. Cheryl, how many points is that? Or anybody? Anybody out there?
20 points. That's 2,000. Can't read it so good. 2,000. It's over 2,000. I can't see the figure next to 2.
All right, it's 2,800. In fact, it went up to 3,000 and the top of it was 3,231.
My God, my goodness.
All right, at the very top. So understand the power of the system that we have, everyone, right? And this was a clear, you could see was a fill in the gap weekly, right here. Let's put this line on here and then let's start to go down in time frames. So I did see how we catch. See, so fill in the gap on the weekly chart because it came into the weekly channel. All right, let's jump down from the weekly to the daily. See the daily? On the daily, it's a broken back buy stop. See? Broken back buy stop. Green at the bottom. You could see clear as day. Green at the bottom. Red on our base indicator showing us that it's not really going to sell. And then you could have caught it from here. So if you caught it from the 4 hour as a buy, that's the 3,100 and something points right there. Okay. All right. So this is the ideal thing for us to do is to catch it somewhere here, right? And when it went into the weekly channel right here, we'll go back to the weekly chart. Go back to our weekly chart. What a sweet system. Look at it. Right there is where it came into the channel on the weekly chart. And then drop to the 4 hour now. Let's drop to the 4 hour. And look at that. Sorry, the daily. Right? The daily, this is where you'd have caught it on the daily. All right? If you put it in as a daily trade. All right? And then you could go down to your 4 hours now. Look at the 4 hours and see what's going on. All right? And this is where it happened. So on the 4 hour, it looks like a sell pattern. See that? Red, red, red. It looks like the market, which it was in terms of the market was selling before, and then there was a reversal. All right. So understanding how to identify the reversal of the trend is important because that will help you in knowing when you're supposed to enter for the buy because the selling is over. Okay. So understanding when the market is reversing and how to identify that is important. Very, very important. All right. Let's go down to the 1 hour and see how that plays out, how it all plays out on the 1 hour. Right? Most likely that's going to be a 1 hour sell because there was a 4 hour sell going on. That's when it was that's when that line, see? Really red, red, red. So this was a 1 hour sell that set up the daily, weekly buy. So it was selling down. So selling is great, but when it's selling down like this, it's setting up a buy to come back up. See? Right? So understanding how this works, and then here's where the pattern started to change. This is the 1 hour chart. Let's draw this out again and look for the change of character. It went up. See, it was here, went up, created a what look. See, it created equal heights. Oops. Let me just clean that up. Clean that up. All right, let's draw this out again. Came up, came down, came up, came down, came up, came down. then the structure failed and it went back down. Created a new low, came back up, created a new low. And then over here, you see, created a higher low, higher equal low, higher low. And then it created a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And that's how you know the market is now starting to reverse. Once you see this change happening here, where it stops making these new lows and starts to make new highs and new higher lows, then you know the market is starting to reverse on you. And then you could look to now get into your buy, even though the change is showing you here red, green, red. You would not try to jump into the sell this late because look, market has been selling from way up here. So all of that selling must come to an end at some point, right? And then they're going to buy it back. So understanding those dynamics is going to help you in knowing when to jump into your buys and when to jump into your sells. We go back to this again. Let's go back to the end of the chart and let's look at our structure again. Okay, let's draw this out again. Market was creating new highs. See down here, lower high, higher high, lower high, higher high, lower high, equal high, right? Lower high, lower low, lower high, equal low, right? Equal high. And then we're possibly going to have look out for a new low, right? So if this comes below here, if it comes below these current lows, if it comes below here and creates a new low below this line, okay, if it does that for us, then that gives you an indication as to what you're supposed to do. Right? That tells you what you're supposed to do, right? If it comes below here, let's make this blue. If it comes below here, right, you now know that you need to look out for another if it continues that trend. And that's how you're going to know, hey, guess what? Here's an opportunity now to drop down to your lower time frames and start to look for your 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute sell stops. All right, this is a NAS. Let's go back down to the 1 minute chart and see what's going on. What we have going on, 1 minute sell stops. Okay, 1 minute sell stops, right? So come here and you look for your 1 minute sells, right? And then take those 1 minute sells, 5 minute sells, and take them now down to the 5 minute, 15 minute. When you go back to your scanner, you see that you could not be just doing it for NAS. You can also be doing it for S&P because S&P is likely going to go turn red on here. If we see the M1 over here turn red for US 30, look for M5 to turn red on US 30. If the M15 turns red on NAS, man, we're cooking with gas. Right? Because yes, right? You catch the sell trend. But bear in mind that it's not going to just keep selling. Pay attention to the change of character that may be happening, right? So hopefully that is helping somebody out there in understanding how to better enable us to better use the safety trade system to our advantage, right? I got all of the change of character and understanding market structure from our Xtream FX education. And then I also understood and learned how to use the safety trade system, and then apply the safety trade system, and then the change of character is, to me, one of the most valuable things you could use to help you to understand what's going on in the market structure, and therefore, better yet, use the system to take sells or to take buys, right? And of course, there's the shorter term stuff, like once you get on to the platform, you come into your 1 hour chart. Right now, there's a 1 hour buy, green, red, green, very clear as day on the 1 hour on the NAS, but go to SPX, it's not yet a 1 hour buy. Go to US 30, it's not yet a 1 hour buy. So you don't want to dive into trying to get a 1 hour buy stop right now because it's just selling up to set this up. And it may sell down even more. As we saw, it came into the 4 hour channel and it's almost at the bottom of the 4 hour channel. So it may come down to create a 4 hour buy, right? And if it's going to do that, it will probably come close to or go down to the daily channel. So if it comes down to the daily, which from here to here, this is it's a 400 pip drop, 460 pip drop, just to get to the beginning of the daily channel. So man, we could see some really good selling on that, right? So just pay attention to what's going on with your structure. Every time you come to the charts, you're going to take a position, look to the 1 hour chart to tell you what's going on, check the other 2 indices, and so forth, right? That's if you're going to trade indices. Of course, trading gold is a little bit, you know, you're analyzing gold on its own by itself. You know, here I see gold going on gold is going to be on a bull run. All right, gold is already in an uptrend. This is the 1 hour chart on gold. Right, it went up to a nice high today, but it's not the highest high it's been. So let's go to the daily chart. You see that gold has gone way up here. All right, this is the highest high that it's gotten to. So it's gone up here on the daily, went down, pulled back a bit, and it went below the daily channel. All right, so once it came below the daily channel, which it did here, it created a daily buy. So green, red, green. When you have a daily buy stop, look at what happens whenever you have a daily buy stop, right? This thing runs, right? Whenever you have a daily buy stop. See another one over here? Red, green, red. Look at how much it went up. Let's check to see how much it went up there. All right, that's $187 per ounce of gold, right? That's a huge, huge run up, right? So understand that, right? Whenever it goes up like that, it's just when it comes below the daily channel, it gives you the opportunity for some nice run ups. It came into the channel here, came into the channel here, and now it came below, and now it started to push back up. And it's you know, looking at the structure here, it came up, came down, came up, came down. You know, and if it comes up and clears this high, if it comes above here and closes above right here, these daily highs, it closes above them, it's headed back up. If it closes above this one, expect it to go and try to take out this very high up here. So seeing that it's on seeing that it's already on you know, this trend here. Sorry guys, I'm not sure if somebody's trying to get onto the call and doesn't know where to go. Not sure what happened there. Okay, so going up here, we can see that it's coming up, it's trending upwards. All right, so we can anticipate. I anticipate that gold is going to buy up some more, because if we look at the gold chart right now, let's drop down to the 1 hour. All right, we have the daily buy. Let's go to the 4 hour first. Go to the 4 hours. So look with date first. Let's start with the daily. What does the daily show? Anybody out there? What type of trade is this? Anybody? Green, red, green. What type of trade is that? A buy or a sell?
A buy.
Good, a buy on the daily. So let's drop down to the 4 hour chart, right? 4 hour. What is it? What is the 4 hour saying?
Yeah, all right then, baby, thanks.
What is the 4 hour saying? What is the 4 hour chart saying? Anybody?
Is it a sell?
Well, it was a sell, but what happened to the buck?
Oh, the buck broke.
Right. So what that says is that 4 hour sell might not happen, because it's contingent on the daily being in a sell mode, and the daily is not showing a sell mode right now.
Oh.
All right. And you could see that we had a couple of 4 hour sells before. There's one right here. You can see that one, right? Red, green, red. This one happened. Okay. But this one might not happen. Okay. So I would be a little skittish about trying to get this 4 hour sell, because we may not get it. Okay. All right. So that's the 4 hour chart. Let's go down to the 1 hour. Right. What is the 1 hour showing at the moment?
It's selling.
Anybody? Huh?
It's buying.
Okay, well, it's not a buy stop. It's buying. It's in a buy trend, but it's not a buy stop yet. So for it to be a buy stop, what needs to happen? This needs to come down and come below the channel to create a 1 hour buy stop. Which it came into the channel earlier, but it didn't come down far enough. It created a fill in the gap 1 hour buy stop. Could pretty much tell you that, right? You could see that, right? Here, there's a fill in the gap 1 hour buy stop right here, because it came down into the channel and it's now coming back up. So it's going to try to fill this gap and come back up to this red yellow line. Okay, so I anticipate that from the 1 hour, we're going to see some more buying going up. All right, that's what I anticipate is going to happen. Okay. All right. And it's starting to make its way up. You could see that gradually. It went up big time today, came back down, and it's now making its way back up again. All right. It was the news. It was the 10 o'clock news that did this red candle coming down. Okay, and generally, whenever the news does that, the market generally pulls back right back to where the news had pulled it from, all right, because it was buying up, all right, in its natural course, and the news caused it to, they use the news handle to pull it down. All right, that's the 1 hour chart, right? Let's go down to the 30-minute. Let's see what we find on the 30-minute. All right, let's come back, pull this back up here. And what did we have on the 30-minute earlier? What did we get on the 30-minute earlier? What is this on the 30-minute chart? Right?
Buy.
Green, green, red, green, which means it's a what?
Buy.
Buy. So the market, when it came down and came below the 30-minute channel, it created this nice 30-minute buy. So anybody who was paying attention to that, you'd have been able to get this 30-minute buy stop off gold. All right, when it came down into this area, you could have taken it either on the yellow line going back up, and this is a lot of points. It's a lot of points if you caught it from the yellow line up. All right, that's 170 something, 175, or well, that's 175 points. Points is to the right. It says 1,000 something on that, on 1.6 something on the left, but in gold is 166 points, right? Which is a lot, right? This is a lot, a lot. Okay, let's go down to the 15-minute and see what happened here. On the 15-minute, what type of trade is this? When it came all the way down here below the 15-minute chart, what type of trade is this? Green, red, green. What type of trade is that?
Buy.
A buy. And then was there also some earlier on today on the 15-minute? Right here. What type of trade is this? Green, red, green. What type of trade is this that happened right here?
Buy.
Man,
Buy trade.
I wrote this up this morning. This one.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Congrats.
Thank you. All right. What is this one over here, guys? Green, red, green. See? So
I
on
hope
the
you
15
wrote all of
minute,
them.
well, I didn't write all of them, but 5-minute. Let's go down to the 5-minute, right? So the 5-minute shows some buys too, but when you get down to the lower time frames, you're gonna see more buys, more sells, more buys, more sells. Let's drop down to the 1-minute, and you're gonna see that there's some buys in here, but there's also apart from the buys in here, there's also some sells as well, right? Because you're gonna get the 1-minute is gonna show you that right now impression of what's going on in the market, right? This huge sell took place earlier today, huge sell, right? Where it bought up and then it had a pullback, right? Really nice pullback. Okay, some people were able to catch this pull coming down, but this is the buy that was what I was able to catch. I didn't catch this sell, all right? But then we're gonna have a buyback because this sell was the news. The news prompted this coming down, right? The news pushed this down, so the market is not gonna buy back up. Right? It's going to try to take back out that high that it created up here, over here. It's going to try to take this out, right? So let's see what happens. Tomorrow we'll have news tomorrow again. We have news today, 7:30 p.m. on Australian dollar, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So look out for that. We could take a look at the AUD USD pair and see what's going on there. Let's take a look at that. All right. So right now, if we go up to, let's start up at the daily. So look at the 1 day. And if we look at the 1 day chart on AUD USD, you could see clearly that it sold down. But then it started to go sideways here and it started to buy back. So it had what's called a change of character right here and started to buy. And it literally created, what type of trade is this on AUD USD at the bottom on the 1 day? What type of trade is this? Anybody? On the 1 day on AUD USD. What type of trade is that? That's a buy. Great. On the 1 day, it's a buy. All right. So let's now go to 4 hour. Let's go to the 4 hours. All right. And then look at the 4 hour chart. And what type of trade is the 4 hour showing us? Sell, right?
Sell trade, yeah.
Sell trade. But what was happening before it started going? Because you see this is just up and on sideways. What was happening before that? A big sell-off, right? So this to me suggests that this sell-off is what created that daily buy, okay? all this push down created that daily buy, and now we're going sideways to begin a possible run up for the daily buy. Let's go down now from the 1 hour, right? Right now, let's go down to from the 1 hour. Let's go down to our sorry, I'm on the 4 hour. Let's go down to the 1 hour, right? So if we go down to our 1 hour, what type of trade is this on the 1 hour? Buy, right? So if we look at it, we started going sideways a bit, but the big sell down that was happening, see the big sell down that was happening, came down and the market started to buy back up, and then it went more sideways. So if we were to shrink this down, you would see that there was a sell-off this way, and then the market started going sideways, right? And started, the sell stop started to peter out. See that? You know, the box started to change from red to green, 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 and now it's solid green. And even the lines at the bottom change from red to green. And then we now have the BS indicator showing us red, which means that the market is trying to sell, but it's not selling on the 1 hour. So what it's suggesting is that there is more likely going to be a buy than a sell. Okay, more likely, right? That to be a buy than a sell, because the daily buy has been engaged. Now there's a daily buy that's been engaged. Let's drop down from the 1 hour now to the 30-minute. Let's see what's going on in the 30-minute, right? And you could see that the 30-minute came down, right? We had a buy over here on the 30-minute. So you see that it was going up and down, up and down, up and down with the sells. Remember, the big sell was all the way back up here. The big sell took place. Then there was a pullback, and then it started going up and down more sideways. Not any big run up, no big run down. And then we are starting to see some buy stops starting to emerge on the 30-minute. Let's go down to the 15-minute. Right, 15 minutes starting to show some buy stops as well, right? Show some buy stops, but over here it's showing a sell stop, red, green, red on the 15-minute, okay? And then you drop down to the 5-minute, right? The 5-minute is showing you that the market is now came down, it's changed its character. You can see what's going up and down. It's created a new high, a higher high than here, right? Higher high than these, and a higher low. Right, so I'm anticipating some more buys, and then go down now to 1 minute, right, to tell us what's going to come up. So when we go into the news at 7:30, I'm going to pay close attention, because if this gives me a buy entry, if this pulls back down a bit and sets up a 1 minute buy, I'm going to set a buy stop above where it could push up, because we could get a nice run up from the news, right, on the AUD USD, get a nice run up. You could also go and analyze DXY instead of analyzing that to tell you what's going to happen. But I would analyze AUD USD as well, because the news is going to be called out on AUD USD. So if this pulls back down and gives us an entry, knowing that there's a daily buy, knowing that there's a 1 hour buy, knowing that there's enough support that we have buys more than sells. Okay? So with the news, the likely direction of the market is to buy. That's the likely direction. Doesn't mean I couldn't sell it. So I wouldn't, where the news is concerned, if you're going to trade the news, you have to be very, very careful. Do not open the trade live. Don't do a market execution ever with the news. It's too risky. So what you want to do is stay away from where the market is by a few pips, and pay attention so that it doesn't come and wick you in. So that when the news is called, if you call it right, then it moves in a direction, puts you into the trade, and you make good money. Okay? So if it comes down below and keeps and drifts down below and creates a nice 1 minute sell stop at 7:30 and a nice clear 1 minute sell stop, buy stop, right? Because the candles come down below the channel. Ideally, I'd want it to come down to this 5 minute. I'd want it to come down and touch this yellow line, or go into this channel and give me a nice 1 minute buy, right? If it does that, right? Ideally. Or if it comes down and gives me the 5 minute buy, great, right? Then we know we're cooking we're really cooking. Okay, all right. So just pay that up by this AUD. You could trade any AUD, go analyze any AUD pair using the system. But those are just some of the tips I thought I would just share with you guys ahead of us rolling into tomorrow and making some money, right? So what we can expect tonight from the indices, AUD USD. I'm trading this at 7:30 p.m. Definitely going to be taking a trade, putting in a buy stop or a sell stop. Most likely a buy stop. That's what it's telling me right now. This could change because if it buys way up before 7:30, let's say it goes way up and it's way above the trade lines. If it goes way above the 1 minute, let's say it buys up like this, and this line is here, like this, and this is up here, and it's so far from the 1 minute, I'm not gonna set up a buy stop. I'm gonna set up a sell stop. But if it comes below these lines, all right, if it comes below these lines instead and comes down here, and it's below here, I'm going for a buy stop. Okay, so pay attention to what's going on in 1 minute. We'll tell you, what they could potentially do, because if it's way above, they're going to want to pull it back. If it's way below, they're going to want to run it up. So just pay attention to that, and that will help you. So we can always look back at that, maybe tomorrow if I'm on our Bridget. But the next time I'm on, we can look at this AUD to see how it played out. All right, we just mark it with a vertical line here. This is when we had the session, right? Right here is when we had our session together. So I will mark it here, and we can always come back to this and see how it played out. All right, based on how we discussed. So remember, if it comes below here, we're going for the buy. If it goes above, we're going for the sell. And then we could see how the news affected that. All right, we can definitely look back at that. All right. See, came down already. But at the end of the day, now I'm not gonna put in no trade now for no buy. But and I want it to come down to this 5 minute, right? I wanted to come down this 1 minute. Go to the 1 minute chart. So it's already down below. It's already nice. It's already in the channel, below the channel. If it goes down even further to touch the 15 minute, that's even sweeter, right? Because there was a 15 minute sell, but that's broken back. So that's done with. But there's a 30-minute sell, right? No, there's a 30-minute, yeah. But 30-minute sell, no. And then go to the 1 hour. 1 hour is a buy. So the only thing on here on the AUD USD chart that's a sell is the 4 hour, right? But it sold down so much and went sideways. So I would not be looking for another sell right now. I'll be looking for a buy, right? I'll be looking for a buy, right? And then knowing that apart from that, the daily chart shows me a buy. See? Daily buy. So, man, we're in for a nice ride. All of those little flags that we see down there are news folders coming up. All these flags down here, New Zealand news folder, US folder, US folder. So a lot of nice news coming up to impact this peer for anybody who wants to trade it. There's some good money that you could make. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just here sharing with you what I'm doing, and hopefully you choose to do some of what we're doing, right? And benefit from what we have learned. So this is not a official sell. This is what market close, right? Market close, no. So this is not an official sell, right? Because this is going to come back up here, right? Because this is just a market cap, a closeout section. So we're rolling. All right, as we would say in Jamaica, we're on the move. Any questions before we jump off of here? I've been rambling on like crazy. Any questions before we close?
None for me.
All right. I think
Not a
everybody
question,
here.
but great session, Dr. Harry. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're very welcome. I'm glad I'm able to serve you guys and be of service.
Awesome. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Dr. Harry, we appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. All right. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Let's enjoy the trading. Let's enjoy trading. All right, Stephanie, we're cooking with gas, man. We're gonna make some really great money this year. This year is the year to clean up. Right? Clean up. This year is the year to clean up, man. All right. All right. So bless everybody, and we'll talk later. All right.
Thank you.
Tomorrow.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
bye everyone.
Bye,
Thank you, Dr.
everyone.
Benjamin.
Have a good night.
The selling
True.
kicking in on S&P that I talked about. See it? You see it? You see it?
Okay.
All right. So look out for these 1 minutes tonight,
Okay,
man.
Dr. Harry. You
All right, great.
sound like you're DJing, Dr. Harry. You see it?
Right? Look for this to come to the 5 minute, because remember here the NAS on the 5 minute. Look for it, man. And if S&P, remember, if US 30 goes down and touch the 1 minute line, because it's way up, right? If this, remember now, if these two are red right now. US 30 is set for a nice sell to come down to here. US 30 is set overnight. We're gonna see that between now and tomorrow. We're gonna see this come down. This is a whole heap of money. right? Calm down, Heart. 300 pips on US 30, right? So set your pot on fire, guys. It already started going sideways. You know, you get a change, you get the red candle comes up, sorry, the red arrow comes up showing going down. Man, go for your 1 minute sell stops because this is gonna run all the way down here. Because these other two are already down there already. S&P is already going down, is already down. This is the one, change it to 1 minute. S&P is already down. US 30 is not yet down, just started going down. In fact, so the red candle, the red down are coming up, showing you that it's starting to get ready to go down. NAS is already gone down and is already way below its 1 minute blue line. And US 30 is not yet. S&P just came below its 1 minute blue line. So we know that US 30 is going to head towards its blue line. Okay, so this is free money. This one is just free money. Easy sell on US 30. All right, so tomorrow we can look back at that and see what did US 30 do? Did it sell? We can come back and check it tomorrow. Okay? All right. All right, check it. You'll see it later. Or trade it. Practice in your demo. Put in a sell trade in your demo because this block is now red, right? You know, look for the 1 minute setup, right? And take it down. What you could do is wait for it to come back. This trade line is gonna sometimes it doesn't give you that comeback. But if it comes back, if this comes back here and touches this, take it down. Okay, take it down. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.
Thank you again.
Okay, thank you again.
Bye,
Yeah.
everyone.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Dr. Benjamin.
You're welcome.